Wow. Some of you might have known I've been part of the Shaping the Future conference for the last 6 years, and this is always for me sometimes it's like, oh, crap, it's over. And the other part is like, yes, it's over. And sometimes it's like, it's over. But it's just a beginning. And so, as we get started, what I invite you to do is just for a few minutes, is just tuck the phones, turn over the iPads, just for a few minutes. And I want you to be present. There's individuals sitting at your table. And so I want you to take a moment. Just put your feet flat on the ground and turn with your body, okay, no words, with your eyes, with your expression, with your bodily direction, just for a few minutes. I want you to be present to all of those amazing people that have come and shared this sometimes wild and crazy, sometimes this challenging experience. Just take a minute. Thank you for taking the challenge. It's an honor to be here, and I sincerely mean that. I want to start with a couple of stories. So 7 years ago, just over 7 years ago, I was hired by this incredible organization called Ever After Schools. And it had this really great director, and still has a great director. Brian knows that. Doug Letty and a colleague Tracy Lockwood and Shannon Horace, and we had our first team retreat, so we headed out to Canmore. Prior to that, Doug had communicated that we were going to do some hiking. At that time, I was a little less fit and extremely scared. And so we're going to go on this hike, so I am like freaking out. Okay. And it's the Grassy Lakes hike, if anybody knows Canmore. Very challenging hike at the time for me. So Grassy Lakes is a really nice, gradual hike. It's a beautiful hike. And so these young colleagues of mine, because I outweigh them by 5 to 10 years, and the rest of the team much more than that. So we go on this hike. And so the incline's getting a little bit more, and there's those little, what are those called? Where you stop viewpoints. And so see, sound effects. And so I said to them, we get to the first viewpoint, I said, can we take, much like the selfies, let's take some pictures here. And so we go up to the next viewpoint. This looks really good, Doug, can we take it out? Okay, so they humor me. And by the time we get to the top, I'm serious. I'm like, okay, this is great. How about another shot? But what's so beautiful about the story, in hindsight, is that these 3 amazing colleagues, they supported me along that journey. They allowed me to stop. They probably knew I'm huffing and puffing, and I'm in extremely out of shape, but they didn't say, hey, Joyce, get your butt up here, come on, pick up the pace. They slowed theirs down. They embraced me. They supported me through that journey. And we got to the top, and we came back down. And what you guys taught me, and I don't know if I had the chance to share, and I wrote a note to call Shannon, is that that's exactly what we do. And I know I've said it myself, well, that school's not quite on board, and this school is like really great, and this district is doing awesome, and I've caught myself saying that. But if we can walk beside them and support them and encourage them, that's awesome. And I know when Glennie goes hiking without me after that, he's pumping it, and he's at a different pace. Or when he's with people that are more fit, they're going harder. So just wanted to share that's what you do. And it's okay to take people in where they're at. When I got here and started to go through the conference, I'm like, wow! There's so much going on and everything in the program. And it was really cool to to hear some of our young, pre-service teachers say, wow, I'm in the room with people that are doing this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And you're going to be one of them. Very cool. Very, very cool. Second story I wanted to share, September 5th, I remember the day. And that's all part of it though, right? Because on our journey, sometimes we want to pull out our hair and we want to just hide in a corner and cry. And that's sometimes okay. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay to let people know that you're hurting and that you're real. Okay? Just stand. Okay, so September 5th, got a HAS called, Healthy Active School Symposium called. Medicine Hat Team. Who's here from Medicine? That's anybody from Medicine Hat? Okay, yeah, so we're on the call. I think ours was 9 to 10. Awesome. Cam Rose, I think it was 10:30 to 12, right? It's like, okay. So where I'm situated that morning during those calls is in my mom-in-law's bedroom, because on September 3rd, she turned 90. On September 4th, she went into palliative care. And on September 5th, we're down there supporting her. Like, we don't know, we don't know what's going to happen. But it's awesome to be there. And so I got my little chair and I got my computer. About, 11 something, my husband comes in and there's this little note and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm on the call, I'm all professional, like, okay, you gotta do this has organized. Mom's having trouble breathing. I'm going to the hospital. Call me when you're done. And so I read it. It's like, okay. Lord, that's over there going in. And as I'm going through the meeting, I'm like, okay. And it's present. I can still see the note. And all of a sudden, I just said, guys, I gotta go. I didn't hear one bit of ridicule. I said, and I shared what's going on, and they're like, okay, yeah, good luck, good luck. And so I shared that. My mom-in-law, she's like a saint, and she wanted to pass in her sleep probably the last few weeks. She's saying, oh, I just want to pass in my sleep. And she, we knew she was going, and we embraced her. And so, got to the hospital, and she didn't pass away till the afternoon, but we were present, and really cool that she fell asleep in her and journeyed on. And what I want to presence is I really want to thank the Camrose team. And I want to thank the people, the leadership, Pam and Carol, I can't see you, but that stepped up out of that. If I would have tried to be, and not that any of you have ever done this, if I tried to be a hero, and I got this call, and I'm going to stick it out and be half present and keep reading the note and knowing that, she's going to pass, and it could have been that day, it could have been 2 weeks down the road, we don't know. I would have felt a lot different. And so, when you're engaged in something or with someone, and there's other things going on, are you really being present to what's there? And I just wanted to share that with you, because it presents that sometimes I would get so caught in, gotta do this stuff, gotta make sure everybody's, the team knows that. I was like, oh yeah, that's a crazy lady. But at the same time, what's really, really, really important? And Holly, is Holly still here? Okay, it's really cool to see Holly. I haven't seen her for a couple of years, and she said, you know what? She was in Edmonton with those 145 people at the first Shaping the Future. And she said, wow, the conversations, the people, like sometimes we have to step out to allow others to flow in, to expand, let's call it the cause, or the good work. Brian always calls it the good work we do. Just interesting. I just wanted to share that. And just one teeny little bit thing. My lovely little friend, little Jen, she's busy. I left the dance early last night. I went back, I'm trying to put all these pictures in. I asked all the hosts to send me pictures, and I thank you very much. And I just was there was something just not feeling great. And so I went out for a walk this morning, and I could just see that big, beautiful mountain. I'll say Grandmother Mountain. And I was just like, when you look at the mountain, like they're just there. They're present. And so Monique and Chessa and Megan have done a beautiful job on the pictures and the photos. So they're going to share that. That's their expertise. and I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not and trying to throw something together, it wouldn't come off very well. And so I encourage you that you have something to offer and to bring that forward as you move forward. But in the interim, on your tables, there's little reflection sheets. If you care to use them, grab one of those. There you are. They should be in the middle. And the first section is inspiring. And so I'm going to give you instructions and then put you to work. Typical teacher, right? All right. So the first, it says inspiring. So in a moment, when the song starts, what I really want you to do is take a reflection of the conference. Were you here for the pre-conference or did you drive up? And I'm going to walk through the conference really quickly. So here's what happened in the last 2 days. Okay, a lot of stuff happened. That's when my hair started to go up and my eyes got really wide. So the pre-conference. So you might have been here for the pre-conference. The awards banquet, or not banquet, but the awards. Many people received awards, incredible work. And then Friday, Shay, very wonderful, very vulnerable young lady that just, she shared her heart. Dr. Amanda Stanek. You all attended different concurrent sessions, and so then I thought by me trying to recap everything, I don't know what everybody experienced, but what inspired you as you went through your chosen concurrent sessions? What inspired you over lunch? Who did you eat with or connect with? Yesterday afternoon, where did you spend your afternoon activities? Some people were pushing people around in the parking lot. Actually, we were playing Robot. It was lots of fun. This morning, continued messaging and awesomeness from Dr. Washington, and I leaned over before I came up and I said, if I ask them to put away their technology, am I putting them in jail? I said, yeah, kind of. And then, lots of people that I love the in-between. And that's kind of when life happens, is in between. We're so focused on our to-do list and where we're going and what we have to do. But those moments, people seeing each other and hugging, and Amanda saying, Mary Beth, I haven't seen you for years, and just people being real with each other and being present. That was all part of the conference too. So we're full, I think. Well, shake your head, like nod if you're feeling full, as in, wow, lots of has gone on. Okay, I see some shapes. Okay, and lots has. And you've probably never done this, but even as last year I was in a conference in November. And so you get home and you have all these ideas, and it goes on the side of the desk, and eventually it just drops into the recycle bin. But I want you to reflect and maybe relive and maybe share some stories of shaping the future. You know how you'll see on Monday you're going to cross somebody's pathway, and they'll say, how does the conference? And you go, it's great. What if you stop and you go, Haley, it was awesome. I want to tell you a story about what happened. And Haley goes, I'm a little busy, but can we come back to it? Okay. And then when I get there, or I call Lorna, I'm like, Lorna, can I share this with you? And then share it with me. I want to hear about it. So the reflection time is to help you to create a story that you can share and then move forward with it. So reflect on what inspired you. Who did you connect with? Or what connected with you? Is Stephen still here? Is Stephen here? He was another pre-service teacher. That was so great. I said, what did you really connect with? And so he gave me Dr. John McGavick's topic, and he went, but he talked more about the topic than the person. So I thought, oh, cool. Because connecting for me speaks people, but ideas and concepts you can connect to, maybe to connect to too. So again, that's you reflecting on your experience. And last of all, how did you celebrate this weekend? Was it a quiet walk with a good friend? Was it leading the dance or participating? Well, I'm not going to ask these guys out there, so they're over here giggling. Was it hanging out? Was it dancing? Like, how did you celebrate this weekend? So when the song begins, I want you just to take a moment and spend your time reflecting on your shaping the future experience.